Can I make a sword using cardboard? But not like this flimsy one. 8-year-old Connor loved making these. I'm an adult now, so I'm talking about the real deal. The challenge is to make a proper functioning sword using cardboard, and we'll see if it's sharp enough to cut through these different levels. Let's get started. Our journey begins with the obvious: cardboard. I've been slowly collecting all this over the past month or so, and I got quite a good stockpile of it, and finally putting it to use. But in order to serve its new purpose, I first had to cut it into a bunch of different rectangular pieces. The plan is to turn all these individual pieces, squish them together real tight, and then turn it into one mega strong piece. And then from there, I'll trace out the shape of the sword, cut it out, and sharpen it a whole bunch. So that's the plan, at least. Hopefully it works out, because sometimes they don't. But the only way to find out is just to start. So I got some glue and mixed it into a container of water, similar to what's used for paper mache. It kind of looks like milk. I wonder if it tastes like it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just kidding. It is actually milk. This is our glue mixture here. Don't recommend consuming this one. Now that my thirst was quenched, I got on with spreading the glue onto the cardboard pieces and stacking them on top of each other. It was a messy process, but I got pretty efficient at it. Messy but efficient. Title of my autobiography. Just committing to the mess at this point. I'm doing 8 pieces of cardboard, I think. So I'm hoping that will make it strong enough once it's all compressed tightly together. It'd be pretty embarrassing if it just breaks when I go to slice a tomato or something like that. But I have faith. I'm excited to see what happens. And I need more glue. Before long, I layered the final piece and I had a beautiful gluey stack of soggy cardboard. Nice. Okay, now I just gotta figure out a way to sandwich it all tight together, so let's head to the barn. Staying with the sandwich metaphor here, I figured I would use 2 pieces of scrap wood as the top and bottom buns. Putting together the sandwich consisted of adding a thin piece of parchment paper so the glue wouldn't stick to it. Next, the main feature of our cardboard, and then finishing it off with another slice of parchment paper and the top bun. Then I just bashed it with a hammer. This was to try to flatten the cardboard a bit more. I also put it on the floor and jumped on it, but you don't need to see that. It was not too graceful. Finally, I grabbed all the clamps I could find and put them on as tight as I could to hold everything together. Okay, bam, there it is. I think I'm gonna put a bunch of heavy rocks on it too to just weigh it down even more. And when you see me next, hopefully it's nice and dry. This thing is sturdy. Dang, okay. Well, do I think it needs to be even stronger though? Yes, the answer is yes. I just forgot to say it. To increase its strength, I'm going to use epoxy resin, which starts as these 2 liquids, but eventually turns into like a hard plastic. This feels like a long way away from becoming a proper slicing sword. But I'm just gonna keep trusting the process. And that process took another 24 hours to fully dry. Check it out. It's so strong now. Can't even bend it. I don't know why my head was the first choice for that, but yeah, this thing is strong now. So it is time to cut it out and make it into a proper sword shape. This here is my vision for it. Can you see it? So let's try to make it happen. After tracing out the rough shape of the blade, I used a handsaw to cut it out, which was not that easy. So I switched over to a good old power tool and got it done in like 4 seconds. Everything seemed to be going great, but then... dang it. Now that I've cut into it, I don't think this is gonna work, because I can very clearly see gaps between the layers, which means it's gotta be compressed way tighter together than what I did. So, more resin. I covered the whole thing with it and then squeezed it really tightly in this table clamp. And I was really confident it would work. I am not that confident this worked, but let's find out together. I gotta clean it up a bit, but I think that definitely helped make it stronger. Like that is a full, it's got some heftiness to it now. That is a full-on sword. Well, not yet, it's very dull, so this is good enough. Let's move on to the next step and start sharpening the blade. Armed with sandpaper, sanding blocks, and a metal file, I got to it. Whew. This is gonna take a while. I've got my work cut out for me. Oh, literally, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, cue the montage. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I don't know if you can see it. Look, that is real blood. I was just sanding it and then it slipped and it literally just sliced me. So that's actually a good sign. I take this blood as a win because that means this sword is becoming proper sharp now. That's crazy. I figured now it was time to use this 320 extra fine grit sandpaper to finish it off. Whew. Okay, well, it's a disaster in here, as what happens with most of my projects, but this thing is coming along. Oh, I'm actually so excited. I'm gonna clean up and then we're gonna build the handle and all the fancy parts for it. So back where it all began, with more cardboard. Except this time I'm not cutting out boring rectangles. Also, I have since learned that this part of the sword is called the hilt, not a handle, so I apologize to all the sword and medieval enthusiasts. But either way, I was having fun making it, and the finish line of this project was in sight. I had this random idea to use this diaper box for one of the final details. It's gonna be like one of those fancy gemstones that are inlaid on the handles. You know what I'm talking about? All the cool swords have them. But I don't wanna show you just yet, so let's just fast forward to the final reveal. Just kidding, this is the janky one from the beginning. Here's my actual finished, masterfully crafted cardboard sword. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It definitely took a while to make, but I think for style points, it is a great looking sword. But does it actually work? That is the true question, and we're about to put it to the test. It also feels really good in the hand. Sword trick. Did that look as cool as it felt? Probably not. No more of that. Let's get on with level 1. This is very professional testing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Wow, look at that clean cut. Although I was impressed with the cucumber slicing, I had to see how it would do against a variety of other fruits and veggies. As you can clearly tell, I was having a great time, and it was so rewarding to see that my sword actually worked. Thankfully, all those hours of sanding paid off. Just imagine next time I'm making a salad and gotta cut up a tomato, I pull out this thing instead of a regular knife. Just look how satisfying that is. But it did struggle to pierce through the armor of the orange. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I spoke too soon. Woo! No match for the mighty cardboard sword. That would have been epic if I actually hit it. Let's try one more time, and then that's it. Oh! The final one I wanted to test was a carrot, and it also was no match for my almighty sword. It's pretty crazy how good this is, sketchily close to my fingers. Woo! Like what? Okay, well, I think it passes level 1. That's all the oh! Watermelon, where's the watermelon? Almost forgot this guy. Woo! Okay, now level 1 officially complete. It's time to move on to the next one. A cardboard sword versus cardboard. I'm gonna go with that stabby motion, I think. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Woo-hoo! Easy. Level 2 also completed. Cardboard stood no chance. I'm having too much fun. Well, there's no such thing as too much. Here we go, the third and final level. Now don't worry, I'm not gonna sacrifice my hand and use a real one. I've got this. It's a ballistic dummy hand, so it's made to simulate real flesh and bones. It honestly feels really weird. Like, it feels like I'm shaking a real human's hand. The weight of it and the squishiness, it's kind of creepy to be honest. And it also costs like $100, so in the name of science and discovery, let's do this. Finally, after multiple days of working on this project, I would find the answer to the ultimate question. Is my cardboard sword sharp enough to cut through a human hand? Here we go. Oh! It dented the sword, but it also cut off the top of a finger. That's crazy. I honestly did not know what to expect, but wow. This sword is officially not a toy. Since I already spent way too much money on this, may as well enjoy the satisfaction of slicing off another finger. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and subscribe to see more. Hope you have a great day. Bye.